For some ancient peoples in and around Jerusalem, death wasn't a final goodbye. It was just the start of a two-part journey. The first part is what you might expect, a solemn burial in a dark, quiet tomb. But what happened a year later was far more mysterious. Family members would return, not just to mourn, but to perform a second, very hands-on ritual with the bones of their loved ones. So, what was the purpose of this strange second burial, and what's the secret of the small stone chests at the center of it all? Today, we're opening the archaeological record to investigate Israel's bone boxes and a burial practice that feels a world away from our own. In the hot climate of the ancient Middle East, burials happened quickly, often on the same day as death. This wasn't just practical. Delaying it was seen as a deep dishonor to the deceased. The first stage of burial was an act of tender preparation. The body would be carefully washed, anointed with aromatic oils and spices, and wrapped tightly in linen cloths. There were no grand pyramids or elaborate mausoleums here. Instead, families used tombs carved directly into the soft limestone hillsides outside their cities. These weren't individual graves, but family tombs, meant to house generations. A narrow entrance, often sealed with a heavy blocking stone, and sometimes a large rolling stone, led into a dark chamber. Inside, carved niches or benches lined the walls, ready to receive the departed. The body would be laid in one of these niches, the stone would be put back in place, and the tomb would be sealed. For about a year, the deceased would be left to the quiet and the dark as nature took its course. But this was only Act 1. Imagine returning to the tomb of a relative a year or so after their passing. The stone is moved away, and you step back into the chamber where you said your final goodbyes. This is the part of the story that can feel so strange to us. This second ritual, known to scholars as ossilegium, literally the gathering of the bones, was a pivotal moment. After the flesh had completely decomposed, family members would come back to the tomb. This wasn't necessarily an occasion. Some sources suggest it was a moment of closure, marking the soul's purification and final rest. The family would carefully collect the dry bones of their loved one. The act was deeply personal, a final physical connection. But where did these bones go? They weren't just reburied in the earth. They were placed in a special container, a small stone box that is the key to this entire practice. These stone boxes are called ossuaries. Thousands have been discovered by archaeologists, almost all of them around Jerusalem, giving us a direct window into this ancient world. This specific practice of using limestone ossuaries seems to have been popular for a relatively short time, mainly from the late 1st century BCE until the destruction of Jerusalem in 70 CE. Typically carved from local limestone, an ossuary was just large enough to hold the longest bones of an adult. Many were plain, but some were beautifully decorated with carved floral or geometric patterns. A frequent decorative motif was the rosette, which was very common in the Jewish art of the period. More importantly, a significant minority of ossuaries, maybe around 20%, bear an inscription. Using a nail or a sharp tool, a family member would scratch the name of the deceased into the stone. These brief inscriptions, usually in Hebrew, Aramaic, or Greek, give us a powerful connection to the past. We see names like Shalom, Yehonatan, or Miriam, daughter of Yeshua. Some even mention a person's job or hometown. These simple boxes were not just containers, they were personalized memorials, ensuring a person's identity was preserved. So, why go through this elaborate two-part process? The answer reveals a lot about their beliefs on life, death, and what comes next. On a practical level, it saved space. Family tombs were used for generations, and moving bones into compact ossuaries freed up the burial niches for other family members. But there were likely deeper theological reasons too. The ancient biblical phrase about being gathered to his people is much older than this practice, originally referring to joining ancestors in the afterlife. However, the idea of literally gathering bones to be with family probably resonated with this concept. Furthermore, Many scholars believe this careful preservation of bones points to a growing belief in a physical resurrection at the end of days. For those who held this belief, particularly the Pharisees, the bones were seen as the essential part of the person needed for that future recreation. This practice then became a tangible expression of hope, a belief that death wasn't the end and that the family unit would one day be whole again. Other scholars, however, point to social or economic factors, so it remains a topic of debate. In 1990, construction workers just south of Jerusalem accidentally broke into an ancient burial cave. Inside, they found a dozen ossuaries. One was exceptionally ornate, covered in intricate carvings. An inscription on its side read, Yehoseph bar Caiapha, Joseph, son of Caiaphas. Many scholars quickly concluded this was very likely the tomb of the family of Caiaphas, the high priest mentioned in the New Testament who presided over the trial of Jesus. Inside were the bones of 6 different people, including a 60-year-old man, believed by many to be Caiaphas himself. While the identification isn't universally seen as certain, it is considered highly plausible and a remarkable find. This incredible discovery isn't just a name from a history book. The Caiaphas ossuary is a physical artifact from the very world described in the Gospels, providing a tangible link to that period. The strange secret of Israel's bone boxes isn't about a morbid fascination with the dead. It's a story of family, identity, and a deeply held hope for the future. This 2-part burial shows us a community that believed in the enduring importance of lineage and, for some, the promise of a physical resurrection. These ancient stones remind us that for thousands of years, people have grappled with life's biggest questions and found unique ways to express their faith in what lies beyond. What do you think about this ancient practice? Does it change how you view ancient beliefs about the afterlife? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the past, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more explorations into the fascinating world of archaeology.